Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. You guys, today we are making a university housing, like student place where you can rent kind of thing. Yeah, basically that's what I'm doing. I decided at first to make it like one building and I wasn't planning on making it two buildings until I kind of put it together. I was like, it don't look right. It's missing something. So I thought one building needed a friend. So now there's two buildings. It's like with, it's like if anyone has seen Wizards of Waverly Place when Alex is like, Justin, I need $10, and then he's like, oh, okay, here's $10. Why do you need $10? And then she's like, oh wait, no, I need another $10. And he's like, why do you need another $10? And then she's like, oh, because my 10 was lonely, and then she got another 10. So that is kind of what my brain was with this building. But I don't know how I feel about the color of it. I felt like it's kind of dark, it's kind of moody, it's a little bit modern, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, do I change it to be brighter? And I remember trying a couple of swatches and like I just didn't like the way it turned out until I started doing more of like the darker swatches, and then I kind of like the way that it looked, so I kind of kept that. I don't know, I haven't fully finished doing it as I'm doing this like voiceover, so I might have changed it at the end. I think I want to try, currently right now I want to try and look at a couple of more swatches of it, so maybe towards the end of the video you'll see me kind of like mess around with that, because that's gonna be after I do this voiceover. These ones are not shared rooms, they are just like little normal, just like little home rooms. I don't know what the I guess like the restrictions or the what's the word I'm looking for, the checklist, I guess, of like what items you need inside to classify that as a rent room. But I'm kind of just making it like it's like a little student housing. I had no idea even what to build this week because I was like sitting here, I've been so busy with work, and I was like, okay, well maybe I can do like another kind of hotel for rent or like another apartment building, and then it kind of just meshed into this. So but it's really fun, it's really cute. There's like a little bubble tea place, there's somewhere where you can like sit, like there's like that little cafeteria place area beside it, and then outside there's like a nice place for your Sims to study, a good place to even like cook some things, do some gardening. I even had like a little I guess pond in the front, or like a little fountain. I took that out and I scrapped it. I was just having a really hard time with, I know this is gonna sound really silly, but I was having a hard time doing like the screenshots. I don't know if anyone else, when they're doing these kind of like screenshots for their builds, I have such a hard time getting a good angle, and I thought that when I was doing it with that, like with the pond, it looked too crowded. So I completely just like took it apart. So I apologize if you like that. I did take that away. And I'm sorry, but you guys, I have been so busy. I was driving home very like a grandma. I've been driving like home like all the time after work like a grandma, just because it is snowing now around here, and it is just like it's too crazy. I need to find another job quick, because it is just like, I'm up north and where I work is like not up north, so it takes me about like a 45-ish minute drive to get to my job. And since it's snowing, I am just like terrified because there's like ice everywhere, there's snow everywhere. Like even the road down by my house, it's not even like parking, there's not even, what's the word, a sidewalk, it's just trees. It is just trees. So when I'm driving, I am driving like an old woman. I am probably going about like 40 or 50 down my street, and actually, because I'm terrified of one, slipping and sliding everywhere, but two, it's because I'm afraid of like an animal coming out. Apparently like there's been like cougars around my house, or like mountain lions, there was like bears and like moose and deer and all these things, and I'm just like I ain't got time to deal with that. Like I I don't want to deal with that at all. So it's like, if I can just drive like a grandma and I can see it before it happens, like that is what I need. Like there was one time I was driving home from work, and I'll tell you guys this story. It was crazy. So it was actually like a night at work that it was taking me a lot longer to finish my job, like more than usual. And I was driving home to my older house that not this house, but my most recent house that I used to live in. And I was driving down the street and it was dark outside, and the person that was in front of me was driving like, they were driving like a grandma, like I'm pretty sure it was a grandma, and they were in front of me and they were just driving, and I'm like sitting here, I'm like, I don't usually like to like go around a car. I just kind of like to stay, or like to think of a reason why they're going so slow. And I was like sitting here, I'm like, usually I just go around him. But at that point, something told me that like I shouldn't, and I should kind of just like stay put, and just kind of like drive behind him. So I was like, okay, I'll just drive behind him. And as we were going, not even, I kid you not even probably like 10, not even 10, oh my god, probably like 2-3 minutes later, there was like something that like came out from the left side of the road, and I was like, what the heck was that? And then I saw it like pass by the car on the right side of the street, so like it went from the left to the right, and it was a deer that went like right past the car. And I swear to god, you guys, if I was going any faster and I went around that car, I would have 100% hit that deer, and I would have been in a serious crash. Like it was a big like deer, and those guys caused so much damage to a car, and even like them, I would cry myself to sleep every night knowing I hit a deer. Like I would be so sad. And I was just like, oh my god. And the person in front of me was driving so slow that they didn't hit the deer. It kind of like bounced in front of the car and then kind of like went around. And we're on a back road too. Like we were just kind of like in the middle of nowhere. So if that would have been an accident, oh my god, it would have been so bad. So I even like got home and I was like, wow. And I told my parents, and then I told my boyfriend, and they were like, in another universe, you probably died from that. I was like, don't say that. I was like, don't do that. Like my boyfriend doesn't, like, he has a harder time believing in even ghosts, but he believes in like a second like universe or something, like a parallel universe that has our bodies and like another at a different time. I'm like, how do you believe in that, but you have a harder time believing in like the paranormal? I'm like, yeah, you're silly. I'm like, but I mean that second dimension thing, who knows? I have no idea. But I kind of got freaked out when my boyfriend was like, you probably died. I was like, don't even say that, don't even put that out in the universe. And the funny thing is that ever since that day, I have been so careful with the way that I drive. I even told my boyfriend, I was like, he hasn't come up to the new house yet, but I told him, I'm like, if you're driving here, I'm like, I don't care if you're late. I'm like, just drive slow, okay? Like I don't care. I'm like, the last thing I want is to hear that you got into an accident, and I don't want to deal with that because I would be devastated. So, and the other night I was coming back from his house, and I was gonna leave a little earlier, but then the snow didn't look as bad. So I was like, okay, like I'll wait a little longer because my boyfriend lives about 2-ish hours away. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll leave around like 4. And that was probably a bad idea because it starts getting dark around like 5. So as I start leaving, and I get closer towards my house, and I go down this like weird road that like I don't usually go on when I'm coming back from like my work. So I'm coming down this road from like my boyfriend's, and it is just like pitch dark, and on either side it's just like little hills, and then there's like trees and stuff like that. So as I'm going by and I'm going down this road, obviously I'm listening to my karaoke Disney music and my Glee like Christmas songs, right? I'm jamming, I'm having a good time, but also at the same time I'm driving slow because I'm like, it's gonna happen one day and I just don't want to deal with that. So as I'm driving down, and this was like last night, if you're seeing this now, it happened on Tuesday night, and I saw like something on my left like side of the road, and I'm constantly looking like right and left and right and left and right and left, like I look like some crazy person that's like on something, like I'm looking everywhere, I look crazy, but I'm like so scared. So I like looked and I saw this like little, like this, not little, but like I saw this like unnatural forest thing on the side of the road. And I'm like looking and I'm like, what the heck is that? And then I see its head, and it was a deer, and it was a doe. She was like a little older, so she was definitely not like small. And she kind of just stood there, and I was like, oh no, 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 no. So I like slowly like put down on my brakes, but my car just kept going because it's like icy and it's snowy, and I was like, oh my god. I'm like, no, 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 no. So I like did as best as I could to like go on my brakes, but my car kind of slid a little bit, and then the deer just like like on towards the other side of the road. So he was like, okay, this is a perfect time for me to go, and he just went, and I was like, oh my god. And I like stopped on it really quickly. Probably not the best thing to do, especially like if you guys are driving and it's wintertime. Never ever just like slam on your brakes. It's like the worst thing you can do. That's how you slide. Like try your best to like ease it in, and that's what I did. But then I realized my car is not stopping, so I had to like go a little harder. But luckily I wasn't going fast, so like I didn't slide far. But that deer had some guts. He just kind of like, okay, perfect, let's go. And she just kind of like jumped over, went past my car, and then just went over to the other side, and my heart was pumping. It was pumping hard, and I was so scared, but I was just kind of like, thank god I didn't hit it. Like it wasn't anything bad, like I was safe, I was being careful. Like this is what I do to make sure that like that doesn't happen. So I was okay. But I did call my boyfriend after, and I was like, can I just like stay on the phone with you, because like I just need to calm down for a sec. And you know what the crazy thing is that every time I'm on the phone with him, I always say like, okay, bye, love you. And I say that all the time. I even say that with my mom, my sister. Like it's just like a thing. Obviously, like we all say. He doesn't really say it like in their side, so like they don't say that often, but like he has to get used to the fact that I say it literally every time I get off the phone. And before that happened, he never said like, bye, love you. He kind of just said, I have to go, like, see you later, bye. And I was like, okay, I'll text you when I get home, bye. And I was like, oh god. I'm like, you know what, this is the one time that they're gonna be like, I never said goodbye and I love her, and she's gonna get into this like horrible accident. And then what happens? I almost hit a deer. I'm like, you guys, I'm like, come on. I'm like, that's a sick joke from you, God. Like, don't do that to me. So hopefully that gives him a chance to realize that he should say he loves me at the end of all of our phone calls. I'm like, this boy, I've been with him for 5 years. You'd think he would know to do it every single time, but he saw that I called him probably about like 2 minutes, or like 2 or 5-ish minutes after we hung up, and he saw that I called him again, and so he got worried because he saw me calling him. So he was like, did something happen? And I was like, yes, I almost hit a deer. Like it was just a whole thing. But you know what, you gotta be careful, because crazy things can happen. And now that I live in the middle of nowhere, as much as I love it and I love being in the middle of nowhere, it gets really scary. But my manager has been doing a fantastic job about having me off the days that like the weather is really bad. Like every single time that she has had me off, I have either been like very, very sick, or the weather has just been absolute chaos. And she's been doing great. So, and she says that she looks at the weather for me to make sure that like she knows the days that I can work. And I'm like, you are just too sweet. Like, she's wonderful. She's not like Emma at all. And I found out where Emma works. And for any of you guys who don't know, if you guys want to take a look at some of my other videos, we talk about this girl named Emma because Emma is bad and we're happy she's gone. But we found out where she works, and I am curious. I almost kind of like want to go over and be like, so like, I heard you guys got a new manager. How you like it? Like, but I don't want to do that. Obviously, it's too far. I also have to go into town because I'm doing like a new Christmas party for my sister on the 3rd, and I'm hoping that I can get everything in. I have like so many like I have so many like decorations, and I want to get a bunch of stuff. I also want to try my best to like do some like finger food. It's gonna be like a winter tea party thing, and I was looking at like some Christmas trees that I saw that were really pretty, but they're like $200-300. I'm like, bruh, I'm like, why are you so expensive? Like, that's not cool. Like, stop. Like, why are you like this? But you know what? I don't know. But when I get older and I have my own house, I would love to have like a giant Christmas tree, like a 10-20 foot Christmas tree. I don't know. Your girl's crazy, but I love it. But do you guys have any Christmas things that you guys like to do each year? My dad is obsessed with watching Christmas Vacation every year. So that one's always fun. I know that my mom and my sister have been constantly watching Hallmark movies, and that's just been a thing like ever since like what, August? So they're crazy, but I can't watch it. I can't watch Hallmark movies during like summer or like fall. It feels wrong to me, and I don't know if it's just me or if I'm crazy, but I just feel so wrong about like making like a Christmas or watching something Christmassy in like fall, or if like I'm in like, say we're in summer and people are already talking about Halloween. I'm like, don't do that. I'm like, just let me enjoy it when it comes, please. I don't want it to be ruined. But I hope that you guys like this video. Maybe please consider like, commenting, and subscribing, and let's get into the build and I take a look around with you guys to see what this build like entails. And let's just jump in game really quickly. All right, you guys, so this is the build, and this, guys, you know, I actually really like it. I like the way it turned out. We have like a little parking lot here. We have like a main area as well. I didn't know if I wanted to put like this over here and just kind of set it there, but I felt that that was a little too weird. So if there is somewhere that you want to put some stuff in there, I go for it, you know what I'm saying? But we do have this little spot here, like a beautiful little cherry tree with somewhere where you can sit with your friends, maybe enjoy some music. These ones I imagined are like little, I guess, storage units, I guess, for like the students. And then over here we have like our little fire pit, somewhere we can do some cheerleading. Maybe you want to sell some food, have some pop, anything like that. I thought it'd be really funny to add these like little heart-shaped lights. I see them all the time when I was going around some like university housing where I was driving one time with my boyfriend, and I thought it was really fun, so I wanted to add that in. So I guess we can go down this building here first. Now, this is the front area. We just have like a little seating spot just for everyone to kind of sit and relax and just kind of chill with everyone. We have like a speaker here, and then we have 2 bathrooms up here. And then we have this elevator that will take you up to the first floor, and it is very like, there's nothing really here in the middle, just because like the elevator goes up. It's strange. So we have this little room here, and I think that it is so cute. I imagine like someone who just like loves pink and cute things. I wanted to add here. And then over on this side we also have like a student who maybe doesn't care about school but likes playing video games more or less, like anything else, and like music. So I wanted to add in things that like you would see possibly in a dorm room, and use a lot of the university packs as well. And then there's also a bedroom here. I would assume maybe this person really liked like blue and cute things as well. And then we have the bathrooms on these sides. And then this bedroom here, I thought it was more of like a punk kind of person, likes music, likes art, anything like that. I thought it'd be really fun if they even like tried to like draw on their doors or something. And then we're going to move over to building number 2. Now, building number 2 has a little bit more inside. So it comes in with like a little spot where you can sit and eat, and there's also like some little bookshelves, I guess, for you to study. And then over on this side, I don't know why my game is being a little laggy right now. I don't understand. I'm sorry if it's like weirdly laggy. But we also have like a little bubble tea area, which I thought was like really freaking cute. Now the first floor will have 2 apartment like rooms, I guess, in for the students. We have this one here, and then we also have this one over here. I would assume this like student had a lot more money, so they like got like the bigger room, I guess. And then over on the second floor we have like somewhere where your Sims can do your chess. Honestly, I don't really like that chess table. Let me There. Okay, that's a little better. So we have somewhere where you can do some chess. And then upstairs here, I just figured, again, like someone maybe wants to do like YouTube or likes gaming or anything like that. And then we go over, oh, and so I meant to, okay, we put that chair there, and then I'm just gonna slide this over because that wasn't supposed to be there. Okay, so then we have this room here, and then we also have like the little bathroom, and maybe this person was like really into robotics. I'm not sure. Tadashi Hamada, possibly? I'm not too sure, but that is basically the two buildings, and you guys, I love it so much. I think it's so freaking cute. And then also in the back, we have like two little spots that I thought you could do some gardening or like look out your telescope as well. So I am obsessed with putting like trees on buildings. I think it's so much fun. But I really like the way that this build turned out. I hope that you guys like it too. This build is just called Uni Apartments for Rent. I hope that you guys like it. If you guys want to follow me here on the gallery, I do post my things a lot earlier than I do on my YouTube, and it has a bunch of my other things as well. So if you guys want to take a look at those, I do have all of my builds on there, and my name is just Simspiration YT. So please consider like, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you all later. Okay, bye guys!